Hello, and welcome to this second video in our three-part series on the Single Digital Gateway Once-Only Work Packages for 2020 and 2021. This video deals with the proposed organization of work. As we mentioned in the last video, this proposal for the way that we structure the work was based on the input that you, as member states, gave during the last workshop and the bilateral meetings you had with the Commission. So what are we looking at on this slide? Well, let's start by having a look at the legend on the right-hand side. As you can see, we have work packages. And within a work package, we have topics. Now, some of those topics we will work together on. Some of them are entirely the responsibility of the Commission, and some of them are the responsibility of you, the member states. Right, so now let's have a look at the overall structure of the work. Starting from the top, the Commission will be responsible for project management, meaning the Commission will keep track of the progress of each work package and will also be responsible for collecting issues, questions and comments from different work packages and ensuring good communication between all the work packages so we all remain in sync. The Commission will also be responsible for providing a collaborative platform and ensuring users have access. Now, let's take a quick tour of the work packages themselves. Starting in the top left-hand corner, we will have a work package on governance. This body will be responsible for the governance of the system once it goes live. We have the user centricity work package. This will be responsible for taking a user-centric view of the system and mapping out the user journey for a selection of procedures so we can build a common understanding of the steps a user will take and how the different elements of the system will work to ensure a user can complete a procedure. The compliance work package will focus on legal and operational layers of the EIF, the European Interoperability Framework. This will ensure that the system is in compliance with regulations such as GDPR and ensuring we are clear on the overall roles and responsibilities of each actor and component in the overall system. The data semantics, formats and quality work package will leverage the work done on the ISA CEMIC action in order to build consensus on the format and content of the evidences to be exchanged and define whether we'll be using structured evidence, unstructured, or potentially both. And if it will be structured, what standards or technical specifications should we use? Now, for users to access these 21 procedures in every member state will require the coordination and onboarding of a large number of stakeholders and public sector service providers across a wide range of sectors and levels of government. The onboarding work package will examine how to make the process of testing, deploying, and rolling out the services as seamless as possible. The functionality work package will look at how the system will deliver the key functionality stipulated by the regulation, such as authenticating users, evidence exchange, and explicit request. And last, but obviously not least, we have the technical design work package. This will look at the key components the system will need to function, will examine the links to existing EU systems, and of course, member states will need to look at the impact and integration with their own existing national system. Now let's zoom out for a moment and take a helicopter view and talk about the sequence of the work packages. Many of these work packages have dependencies, and many will feed into each other over the course of the next 12 months. So what we did was looked at how we can sequence the work logically so work packages are not stuck waiting for input. Our starting point was to say, what do we need to agree on first, and what work has already started? For example, the work on the technical design began with the blueprint document and the discussion we've already had on it. And the work on data semantics, format and quality started with the input you provided to the Deloitte study. And then we agreed that we probably need to understand how we see the user journey before we talk about how we're going to roll out the system. And we probably need to build a common understanding of the high-level architecture before we have detailed discussions on operational arrangements. So the outcome of this thinking and the discussions we had is this proposal for the high-level timeline for phase 1. And as you can see, some of the work packages actually go beyond our target date of October, but by then, we should have a pretty good understanding of where they are and how much of the work package remains to be completed. The end of phase 1 will be an opportunity to step back and assess how we're doing in relation to the June 21 deadline, and then make any necessary tweaks or adjustments to the way we're working. Now, the last item on the agenda for this video is the composition of a work package. Each work package will have a rapporteur and contributors from the member states, and then a moderator from the Commission. Now, some work packages have multiple topics that will require expertise in different fields, and that's okay. We can have different contributors per topic. Now, each topic has an output, and the outputs will each have a definition of done. Now, a good definition of done will clearly state what the value of the output is and to who it will bring value. If the output from one work package is input for another work package, we will craft a definition of done that makes that clear. For example, the user centricity work package might have a definition of done that states, we will create user journey maps that illustrate the target user experience for our end users, which the technical design and functionality work packages can use to design the target architecture and ensure the system meets the requirements set out in the regulation. So one of the first tasks of each work package will be to define their definition of done for their outputs and provide those to the project management stream. This way, we can ensure we all know what we can expect from each other and we can remain in sync.